This 17 News at Noon podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Well, good day. I'm Elena Rusk. The couple charged in the deaths of their adopted sons, Orrin and Orson West, were back in court this morning with their attorneys asking for access to a prosecution interview with one of their other children. Prosecutors allege 4-year-old Orrin and 3-year-old Orson West were killed about 3 months before their adoptive parents reported them missing in December 2020. Trezell West told authorities the boys were playing outside while he gathered firewood. He said he briefly went inside, and when he came back out, the boys had vanished. Jacqueline West backed up his claims. The boys' bodies have never been found. The West attorney made a lengthy request in court today for access to that full 2-hour prosecution interview. Attorneys will meet again on February 23rd to go over remaining evidence that is not in the possession of the defense, with pretrial motions to follow on March 1st. The Wests are charged with second-degree murder, involuntary manslaughter, and child cruelty, among other offenses. And now from our 17 follow-up file, we continue to follow that investigation of the deadly crash involving a BPD patrol car near Lamont early the morning of January 19th. As a witness to the aftermath of the crash is now telling his side of the story. The accident happened on South Vineland and Mueller Road in a dangerous area of rural Kern County where dozens of fatal crashes have taken place. Bakersfield police say it started when a suspect in a stolen car, identified as Michael Stevens, led police on a chase and later crashed in a single vehicle accident. He was taken to the hospital for an unrelated medical issue. Shortly after Stevens crashed, another accident was reported involving a Bakersfield police cruiser. That crash killed 31-year-old Mario Lores and injured 34-year-old Ana Hernandez, who were on their way home from work. The officers were also hurt. We still don't know if the officers were involved in the pursuit or if they stopped at the stop sign before entering the intersection where that second crash happened. But the witness we interviewed claimed the patrol car's lights were not on. Now you can watch our full interview tonight at 5 and read much more about this story on our website, kget.com, as the CHP continues investigating this fatal crash. A man who served more than 40 years in prison for a murder he didn't commit is now free, and he sat down with 17 News for a look back at his time behind bars. Cedric Struggs had been serving a sentence of 25 years to life for his role in the July 16, 1980 robbery of the Hudson Oil gas station. One of his co-defendants, Ronald Gene Robinson, pulled a gun and fatally shot gas station employee Alfred Joe Dishman in the chest. The law at the time said defendants could be found guilty of murder if they committed a dangerous felony that resulted in the death of another person. But in 2019, the law changed, and it now requires a person to actually commit or aid in a killing to be charged with murder. Earlier this month, a judge resentenced Cedric Struggs to a term of 4 years for robbery, and noting he has served exponentially more time than that, ordered him released, quote, as soon as possible. We will have more on his interview with our team coming up tonight on KGT News at 5. The Blue Oak Coffee Shop was broken into again this morning. On their social media, the shop announcing this is the second morning in a row they have been vandalized, and they announced a closure again today. The shop has actually been vandalized and burglarized several times before. The shop said Bakersfield police are investigating. And now to some news around town. The M Street Navigation Center is asking for donations for their health and hygiene drive. They're looking for travel-sized hygiene products like shampoo, conditioner, toothpaste, toothbrushes, deodorant, and more. They're also asking for new men's and women's socks. You can drop off your donations at the shelter Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 through the end of April. You can also make monetary donations on the CAPK website. The M Street Navigation Center is a low-barrier shelter that helps people experiencing homelessness transition into permanent housing and gain employment. Well, now to our Water Watchers file. Following that series of strong storms from late December through early January, Governor Gavin Newsom is asking state regulators to store more water when storms hit our drought-ravaged state. State rules say that California must leave more water in the rivers when it rains a lot because that water helps endangered species of fish. Newsom has asked regulators to temporarily change the rules so the state can keep more of that water. He says the state is still mired in an extreme drought and needs to store more water for ourselves and our crops. Environmental groups say Newsom is flouting the law, saying taking more water from the rivers would kill threatened species.
Hello, this is Tim Callahan with Clinica Sierra Vista, and we're excited to unveil the Community Health Center of the Future, our comprehensive care center. It's located right across the street from Memorial Hospital. We have every service under one roof, from family medicine, OB/GYN care, dental services for adults and children, behavioral health, and much more. So find your way to better care at Clinica Sierra Vista this year at our comprehensive care center. Visit our website, clinicasierravista.org, for the latest on this project. We'll see you soon.
Now to our continuing coverage of the fentanyl epidemic. A Food and Drug Administration advisory panel has voted to recommend making the overdose reversal spray Narcan available over the counter. Committee members said the move would save lives, as drug overdoses are currently the leading cause of accidental deaths here in the U.S., according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The panel's recommendation will now go to the FDA, which is expected to make a final decision by the end of March. If approved, the drug could be sold without a prescription in places like convenience stores, grocery stores, and even vending machines. Most committee members agreed that Narcan was safe to use without medical supervision, with most discussion centered on the drug's instruction label and how easy it is to administer. The funeral for Selma police officer Gonzalo Carrasco Jr. was held this morning in Fresno. The service beginning a little after 10 a.m. after a procession that brought Officer Carrasco's casket through Fresno to the Selland Arena. As many as 6,000 people were estimated to attend the service, which included law enforcement from across the country. The Kern County Sheriff's Office Honor Guard was there in attendance. Officer Carrasco will be laid to rest this afternoon. Authorities say he was out patrolling when he was flagged down by a homeowner reporting a suspicious person in the area. Carrasco got out of his vehicle and was shot several times by 23-year-old Nathaniel Dixon. Court records show Dixon is a career criminal who was on probation at the time of the murder. Officer Carrasco is survived by his parents, 2 sisters, a brother, his girlfriend, and their child yet to be born. The Peace Officers Research Association of California continues to raise funds to go to his family. You can find that link on our website, kget.com. And now to the state capitol, as California could soon ban involuntary servitude as lawmakers move toward potential ballot measures that would remove all forms of slavery from state constitutions. Lawmakers backing the legislation hope to replicate the success of similar measures that passed last fall in Alabama, Oregon, Tennessee, and Vermont. Last year, a proposed anti-slavery amendment was rejected by the California Senate after Governor Gavin Newsom's administration warned of the costly feat of extending the $15 minimum wage to prisoners. California voters will have the final say about whether a ban on involuntary servitude is adopted. Well, in business news, the Ford Motor Company has issued a pause on the production of their electric F-150 Lightning pickup truck due to a potential fire issue with the vehicle's battery. A Ford spokeswoman wouldn't provide details of the battery issue, which led to the production halt, as well as a stop shipment on already produced trucks. The company believes engineers have found the root cause of the fires and say their investigation into the issue is expected to be completed by the end of next week. While the pause of the battery production process could actually last a few more weeks. The F-150 Lightning is the first mainstream electric pickup truck on the market and a huge investment for Ford. And Tesla is recalling nearly 363,000 vehicles with its full self-driving system to fix problems with the way it behaves around intersections and following posted speed limits. The recall came after U.S. safety regulators expressed concern about the way Tesla's system responds in 4 areas along roads. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says in documents posted on its website today that Tesla will fix the concerns with an online software update in the coming weeks. The documents say Tesla is doing the recall but does not agree with an agency analysis of the problem. And speaking of Tesla, they're going to open part of the electric vehicle charging network to other drivers, according to the White House. Tesla will make at least 7,500 chargers from its U.S. supercharger and destination charger network available for all electric vehicles by the end of 2024. The available chargers will be distributed across the country, including at least 3,500 new and existing Tesla superchargers along highway corridors and destination chargers, going near locations such as hotels, restaurants, in urban and rural locations. The move comes as the Biden administration works to build a national EV charging network as part of its effort to address climate change. And check this out, McDonald's is about to introduce plant-based McNuggets, but you're gonna have to go to Germany to get some. The nuggets are made from peas, corn, and wheat. They're the second product McDonald's has co-developed with Beyond Meat, a California-based maker of plant-based meats. McDonald's has been selling a McPlant burger in some European markets since 2021. McDonald's says availability of the McPlant nuggets and burger in the U.S. market will depend on customer demand.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.